Presented at the 2005 Geneva Motor Show, the Volkswagen Passat has been given 3 new engines, as well as the renowned all-wheel drive 4MOTION system to celebrate its 1-year anniversary. Concerning the power plants, there's the 150 brake horsepower 2-litre petrol version, a 140 brake horsepower 2-litre diesel, and a 250 brake horsepower 3.2-litre V6 petrol. Contrary to what one may believe, this is not a derivative of the Golf R32 block, but an all-new engine. We test drove this version, equipped with the DSG gearbox, which can be had on option. Automatically, we got the impression that the motor doesn't have a real sport vocation. There's no good reason to push it through the rev band. Its primary strong point is its torque. The Passat needs 7.2 seconds to reach 100 km an hour from a standing start and has a top speed of 243 km an hour. Not too bad for a sedan that weighs in at nearly 1,715 kilos. But when it comes to sensation, the sonority of the direct injection V6 is more impressive than any true acceleration. Anyway, at Volkswagen they're putting more emphasis on passive safety than the car's sporting capabilities. The Passat was awarded 5 stars from the Euro NCAP test. An understandable choice despite the fact that we deplore the absence of steering wheel shift paddles to command the DSG gearbox. Concerning the 4MOTION system, a quick reminder is in order. It's not an all-wheel drive with constant distribution. In normal mode, the front axle receives 90% of the power versus 10% for the rear, but this proportion can be varied just until the back gets 100% and the front nothing. For Volkswagen, this system has 2 advantages: silence and rapidity. It's true when it comes to silence, but as for rapidity, we must say that sometimes the system has difficulty getting going in extreme conditions. With the same equipment on an ice circuit, the Passat proves to be very efficient in terms of grip. However, the 4MOTION is of no help when setting the car up for a corner. It's more prudent to remember that the car weighs a hefty 1.7 tons. That means slowing down, transferring the weight over the front axle, in order to get the most from its 4-wheel drive. The Passat variant doted with the 4MOTION system is quite versatile. At the wheel, the driver benefits from all the comfort found in a proper saloon, with the added possibility of taking on worsening weather conditions without having to slap on a set of snow chains. This is an important time for Mercedes, with the introduction of a brand new class and an all-new model, the R-Class. Back in 2002, the German car maker presented its first rough draft of an eventual new automobile concept, that of the Grand Sport Tourer, the coming together of an estate SUV, saloon and a family vehicle. 3 years later, the R-Class is born and proves once again that Mercedes-Benz is a very busy company. In a very short period of time, Mercedes will produce the CLS 4-door coupe, a compact family monospace, the B-Class, and soon a high-end 7-passenger SUV, the GL. Mercedes has never been so present. But with the R-Class, Mercedes is taking things to such a point that other constructors like BMW are taking inspiration in the design of the future V5, for example. At first glance, the R-Class impresses with its size. Its height provokes a sensation of being aboard an SUV, and its length at nearly 5 meters accentuates its estate personality. Mercedes has been particularly old-fashioned in their design of late, and wanted the new R-Class to be dynamic. From the side, it's mission accomplished. The R-Class appears quite slender, whereas the rear is more massive and tighter, while the front is more refined. On the whole, for some it may seem rather unbalanced, but for others it's a total success. One thing is for certain, the R-Class doesn't slip by unnoticed. With plenty of luxury and elegance, the high-end effect is guaranteed. Built for the United States, the country where it's assembled, a 15 cm longer long version of the R-Class exists. In Europe, the short version and diesel will be looked upon to produce large sales, and this is the model that we are showing you today. The strong point of the R-Class is its 3 rows of seats allowing for 6 passengers, but in this case best that none of them are taller than 1.80 m, because the R-Class is just a bit too short in its short version. Our camera crew didn't have the best of times during the test, especially for the rear seats, where the rear axle transmits all of the road imperfections, which can be attributed to the rear pneumatic suspension. However, the finish is top quality. The design of the dashboard breathes elegance. There are numerous stowage areas, and the ergonomics are well thought out, and a feeling of luxury permeates throughout the interior of the R-Class. As we already said, the R-Class was built with the US in mind, and thus the gear shift is found behind the steering wheel and no longer between the driver and front passenger seats, which can be surprising at first, but in the end proves to be really practical. The new 7-speed 7G Tronic gearbox can also be used in manual mode by using the small paddles behind the wheel. This transmission is accompanied by the 224 brake horsepower V6 diesel engine, which struggles just a bit to power the 2,300 kilos of the car in the lower gears, but once up and running on the motorway, for example, provides satisfactory acceleration. Family vehicle, estate, saloon as well as SUV are this car's sources of inspiration. The R-Class can also be had with the 4MOTION permanent all-wheel drive transmission. Above all else, a safety measure, but it also provides the possibility to take on some country tracks without getting stuck in a quagmire.